Hi, babies. Welcome to the Alchemy channel. My name is Ashley. Thank you for coming. Today, I want to talk about the season of singleness. Yeah, I know. Some of you are going to be like, no, this ain't fun. This ain't enjoyable. I don't want to hear that. Da 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 da. Listen to what I got to say, okay? Just listen. There's so many important things that are going to occur during your season of singleness. Okay? And I'm going to go over that with you. All right? Number one, this single season is for you. hmm It's for you. It's for you to see you for you and to develop, work on yourself, and figure out what do you want out of life? What do you envision in your presence? What type of environment do you see for yourself? What things did you notice about your last relationship that you didn't like? What borders were not there that you should have had in place, right? Don't think of this season as being as hard. Like, no, it's a benefit for you. And it's okay. You will eventually get to the point where you are not only enjoying it, but you're building yourself up for the next relationship. Okay? When it does happen, you'll welcome it with open arms and you'll be at your best potential. So, first things first, being single, you'll learn boundaries, right? You'll learn your mistakes in your last relationship and how you see your next relationship going, the type of person you want to be, the type of environment you want your relationship to exist in. If it's going to be a safe environment, a welcoming environment, etc. Right? So think of it in a positive note. Start there. All right, jumping back into boundaries. Um, Getting into boundaries, right? So during your single season, you may come to a point where you think of a certain situation that occurred in your past relationship or an encounterment that just kind of put you at like unease and kind of made either maybe you felt disrespected, maybe you felt like you weren't heard, or however. So you replay a lot of things in your head and how they could have played out and how things could have been better. But number one, when it comes to boundaries, you have to really realize, like, okay, I should have said this and stood on it, you know, because creating those healthy boundaries is allowing yourself a safe space within it. And it gives you this self acknowledgement that, hey, I stated what this boundary was. I said, don't talk to me like that. Be respectful when you talk to me. Hey, I said, I don't like talking like that. Like I don't like gossip. That's not how I roll. Whatever your boundaries may be, make it be known and allow that to take place and stand firm on it. Because at the end of the day, anyone that is so easily to step over your boundaries should not be in your space, should not be in your energy, right? Should not be in your orbit. So setting those healthy boundaries will allow you to exist comfortably in it, letting the other person know where you stand. And it goes both ways. Everyone sets boundaries. You should be respectful of their boundaries and vice versa. So go back and think about what boundaries should I have had placed and made known. And you don't have to be disrespectful about it. Just going forward, you don't have to be like, I said, don't do. No, say respectfully and with love. I don't like when you do this. Don't do that. I really don't like it. I don't like how I feel with you doing that, just talking this way. However, set those boundaries, understand the boundaries that you need for yourself. This is a customized plan, baby. It ain't the same for everyone, but you know what kind of boundaries you have to set in place and understand these boundaries are going to exist with everyone, not just your relationship, not just with your partner, at work, and etc. Okay? All right. So, this next part two of the topic, overly compromising. Mm, that's a tough one, right? Especially for us empaths. We tend to overly compromise without even knowing it. Crazy, right? Think about the times that you went over and beyond for someone effortlessly, right? Putting them first, putting them priority, right? And you didn't get the same kind of energy in response. Like it wasn't any type of reciprocation. Yeah. Okay. So that's another topic that I want to go over because when you are single, you start to love yourself. Okay. You start to identify the things that you want out of life, the things that you need, the type of person that you see yourself as, and you respect yourself. You love yourself more. And in doing this, you create a standard. Hey, I'm willing to give this, I'm willing to do that. But compromising is supposed to work both ways in a partnership, right? And while you're single, not only is this something that you'll notice in terms of relationships, but I mean, romantic relationships, but you'll notice this in all relationships. Who is it that you're constantly going over and beyond for, pleasing and looking to receive some kind of positive feedback, um, some kind of satisfaction from the other person, you know? And the thing is like the satisfaction has to start with yourself. Starts with you. Starts with me. And I know this because I've been there, okay? I've done plenty of things for people and sometimes I didn't expect anything back. And which is okay. That means it's genuine, right? But the thing is if you keep allowing yourself to do it over and over and over, you'll just be used. It's sad to say. I've been there and I'm sure plenty of you have been there. Don't put yourself in a situation to be used, especially for someone that you know that's not giving you the same energy back. Sit in that. Sit in it. Think of who it may apply to. All right. So this overly compromising is essentially a process of people pleasing. Okay? That's pretty much what it is, people pleasing. And a lot of times we find ourselves in places of people pleasing in order to receive some sort of value, some sort of acknowledgement of value from others. And it's painful to acknowledge or really say it to yourself. Like, yeah, I was really wanting this person to see how important I am, how much I should be valued. Like, I'm really it. But at the end of the day, when you put that energy from people pleasing into yourself and building yourself into the person that you desire to be, or you may be it already, but take that energy away from people pleasing and place it onto yourself, you will put the recognition in it all together. Like it'll just exist. If you can't receive me with the value that I come with, I'm not hearing you. Like you don't even see me for what I see as myself. And that applies to a lot of people genuinely, right? But it's okay. Take it, keep it moving. Keep it moving. Okay. So, um, people pleasing can definitely have you in a place where you're putting your needs, desires, things that you want on the back burner. Okay. You may be compromising to a point where you may have envisioned early in a relationship, we're gonna do some traveling, we're gonna get our businesses together, we're gonna do a da 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 da, a whole bunch of stuff, right? But in the midst, you could have got so involved and they not doing so well. I'm gonna make sure they good. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go make sure they good. I gotta call them, make sure they got food and that they got gas and however. So not even acknowledging the fact that the traveling and everything else that you envision is getting further and further and further back, right? Ideally, you want a partnership where you're pouring into them, they're pouring into you, so that you're not depleted. Okay? The relationship should be overflowing. Ideally. Ideally. All right. So next point three, is standing firm in your own being. This is essentially the point of getting comfortable with self, identifying self, loving self, and creating like your own sanctuary. When you're by yourself, you get to think of, hmm, I really did want to change that room. I wanted to make that like where my plants go, my instruments, my art, whatever, right? Creating your safe space in your own environment is kind of like loving yourself on the inside, right? It's bringing your individuality to surface and separating yourself from what was or a stepping stone for who I'm going to be, right? So it's so important to have this time by yourself because you're only hearing your own thoughts. And maybe from your spirit guides too, of course. But this is the process of when you step out the door, you're not mimicking anybody. Okay? You're not copying anyone. You're stepping true into your own self, your own power, your own value. And it is so fun. It is so fun discovering yourself. This sets you apart from everyone else. You know, it's very important. So, in this time of being single, find out who you are, find out what you like, find new things. That is the fun part. And that is the key point into establishing where do you see yourself? What does my future self look like? Let me start working out. Let me get in the gym. Let me start eating healthy. Let me start feeding my temple correctly. Okay? Let me start loving myself a little more. And in doing so, people will notice naturally. Like, people will notice, and wow, you look amazing. You have such good energy. Something changed. Yeah, do that. Do it. All right. So, other key component that I wanted to bring up in terms of standing firm in your own being is while finding peace and comfort in your own environment, you will find peace and comfort in your own body. And this is something that becomes strong, solid over a period of time where you can be at a place where no one else's opinions and their biases and beliefs, you already know where you stand. Once you go through this process of acknowledging yourself, Oh, okay, I hear you. I respect you, and your feelings are valid. Of course. But I don't agree with you. I, you are becoming yourself, and it is very beautiful. All right, and in the process of this, you are going to find that you don't align with things that you once entertained. Okay, you're not going to want to go to that old club, that old bar. You don't want to go to those old environments. Be around those people that you once identified as close friends, family, however it may be, because the energy that they bring may not align with your new and improved energy that you are creating and then developing in. Okay. So that's another thing. Things that don't align with you will start to fall off. My apologies. My daughter was calling me. Uh, so, next point is detaching from codependent habits. Um, I am also guilty of this. Very. You don't even realize it until afterwards. Probably well afterwards, like I did. Like, dang, I was really codependent. Like, where did this come from? So, of course, while being in a relationship, you're in love. You love them. You love being around them, spending time together. And if you're at a place where you find that your self time, individual time, whether you're going to go out with the girls, you're going out with the fellas, or spending time with your family outside of your relationship, that is starting to get smaller and smaller and smaller. Things that you normally would enjoy as if you were single, right? But not in a way that is disrespecting your relationship, but activities, hobbies, things like that. Um, when you're in a stage of being codependent, you start to realize how much that plays on your emotional state, your moods. Okay, so your whole day can be ruined because you felt like this person hurt your feelings. They didn't acknowledge you in the way that you thought that you should be acknowledged or respected, or you didn't see eye to eye on something. Simple as that, right? That codependence can play a tricky role on your mental state. You can be in a state of just, I'm not in the mood today because such and such did this and they said that and they just got me way out of pocket or however. Okay. That is also a sign of codependence. You know that, right? Because regardless of what happens in your relationship, you should be at a state where you can separate. Okay. Separate yourself from when you step out your front door. Separate yourself from when you walk into a new environment, when you're going to a restaurant with your family or however. So, not constantly checking your phone to see what they're doing and if they're going to respond or apologize and however. So, I'll deal with that when I come back to it, but I'm going to also continue living my life. And that's kind of an example of the difference, if that makes sense, hopefully. But yeah, codependent habits, that's part of it. All right. And I believe this is point 5. This one is a tough subject, at least for me. I find it because it's something that you just got to come to terms with in private. And once you acknowledge it, it's like, oh, I can't believe I was doing that. Like, what? All right. So, anywho, get to it. Finding and correcting bad habits that don't align with your greater good. All right. So, this can look like indulging in drugs, alcohol, rather privately for coping or socially to feel comfortable. So, say you indulge in activities that you weren't even really doing at all, and then you were introduced to it while in a relationship or in the relationship environments. Let's say your partner, you're around their family, they do it, so you join in, and then you start doing it, however it may be. The other thing is negative self-talk. Let me say that again. Negative self-talk. Okay. So saying negative things to yourself, like things that are discouraging you. And a lot of times we may not notice we're doing it. I know someone that does it when they're working out. They talk horrible to themselves to build themselves up. And I don't know if this is like a normal thing, but I just was like, aha, you say that? And they're just like, yeah, this is how I get amped up in the gym. And I'm like, oh, okay. So negative self-talk, chain smoking, avoidance, and overly sexualizing. This is wild because this is something that plays on both female and male sides. Um, Females may be over sexualizing themselves to feel valid, okay, to feel important, to get a certain type of attention so that they can feel appealing. Men can do it, being vulgar. Honestly, that's like kind of something that you commonly see. Being vulgar towards women over sexualizing. That's pretty much what that is. So, these things can occur during the bad habits that are picked up during your relationship, either being directly with your partner or around people that are around them, family members, friends. All right, so I want to go ahead and summarize this video and pretty much just wrap it up in a good understanding, a good place. So time alone is time spent working on self. Okay, you can't go wrong with that. Understanding yourself, the good and the bad. Work through it is worth it. You'll come out stronger, better than you probably even imagine. Just giving yourself the opportunity and time to sit alone. Okay. Um, so healing and learning self. Meditation. I didn't mention that meditation is also a good thing to do because it allows you to become centered with self, developing a connection with your higher self, which is, more on the spiritual side, but um, it can definitely have a really good impact on yourself and understanding your purpose, your passions, your shadows, your ego, your pride, all these things. So meditation is a good one too. Um, there is no one size that fits all. Depending on what you dealt with in your relationship, your life as a child, there's no one size that fits all. It's a journey for yourself, individualized. Okay, be kind to yourself. Okay, don't overly criticize yourself. Love yourself during this journey. Love yourself because no one can love you as much as you can love yourself. Okay. So as I mentioned in the introduction video, if this is something that you want to dive into on a one-on-one conversation piece, or if you have anything that you need insight on, I am available. Just email me. I have my email attached below. Please subscribe so that you can get all the content that I have coming up. It is amazing, interesting, and learning and loving. Okay. As always, I love you and just know that you're doing your best. Have an amazing day.